Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the back nine of the opening round at the 2019 Memorial Championships presented by Discraft. Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy, along with Kevin Jones of Prodigy Discs. And Kevin, we watched the front nine where things went really well, except for hole 9. But we'll see how you guys carry into the back. There's a lot less water. There's still danger, but a lot less water to find on this back nine. What are you doing out here on hole number 10?
All right, so hole number 10. Okay, yeah, we didn't play this hole in 2020, but it's an awesome hole. If I remember right, I'm throwing big hyzer, trying to kind of throw over those trees, even though I believe 2-meter rule is in effect. So if I were to get stuck in a tree, that'd be bad news, but we'll probably give it a shot. Anyways, Calvin is throwing wide hyzer, it looks like, trying to get around these two big trees. Getting through them, and that is a tricky spot, let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm about 3/4 of the way up the fairway. I am right on the OB sidewalk area, just trying to get this, we'll say, swinging shot. Because you guys can't really tell just how close you're getting to the pin, can you?
No, we have no idea how much our disc penetrated. Austin, that's really cool, throwing really wide. Get a big skip. Oh my goodness, that's huge. Yeah, that's big time to get inbounds there. All right, nice. So this was working really well for me in practice. Glad to see I did it. And yes, that's awesome. That is fantastic. Honestly, that's a really, really big hyzer.
Yeah, and to be fair, you make it look easy, but that's like, not everyone has that kind of power. I mean, tell me, how hard are you throwing that to get that kind of line?
Easily full power, and it's my full power hyzer, so it's my most powerful shot. Yeah, I agree. It's really difficult to do that, and Calvin luckily did have somewhat of a line there and executed that putt. That was really awesome.
Yeah, to go through the tree, yeah, just to even have a look there. We know that some people can be really close to this pin and not have a look at the basket.
Spoiler alert, I have a bad feeling about this putt.
Well, I have been playing really well. You feel like your stroke has been on, and then hole 9 kind of rattled you a little bit.
Oh, I was right. Or I wasn't right. All right. Cool. I don't remember birdieing this hole, so I really thought I was going to miss that putt.
Well, and in full disclosure, everyone, yes, we are watching this in 2020 during the COVID-19 quarantine, and this was bonus footage that I just really had, on the hard drives that I captured, and no better time. So Kevin and I are doing commentary remotely a year later. Hole 11, this is right in your wheelhouse, though, isn't it?
It probably wasn't actually in 2019. In 2020, absolutely. I'm throwing a sidearm on it now, and I can get this hole like an 80 to 90% of the time, I feel like. But right at this point, this is going to be one of my weaker shots, actually. Calvin is really good at this shot, however. A really, really hammered, flat fairway driver. Yeah, that's like his specialty, and that just, like, come on.
It looked like a perfect line.
Oh, that was being so good. Ricky, that's an overstable disc. Throwing the angle he's most comfortable with. He did it perfectly. That was so good. So yeah, I think I'm going a fairway driver, I imagine. Maybe not. It might be driver. We might be facing some kind of wind or something.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of a headwind. If you see the orange flag on the bottom left of the screen, it's kind of blowing at us, it looks like. So
Yeah.
you might have a little bit of a headwind.
I was probably really happy with that shot, honestly, getting it close to the circle. That was a really good shot from Austin as well. Calvin, well, I don't know what you're supposed to do here. This is probably a smart layup.
He declares that was awful. And, I mean, you can't ask for much more. You have an open look at the pin, slightly downhill. Like, that is great, as you have quite the exhale, but that was pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure I was really nervous on that putt, likely facing some kind of wind in my face, and putting downhill with a headwind is not really easy. Great putt from Calvin, and he ran it, but he's so confident in his putt that that's no problem for him. The key on this hole is long right or short left.
Yeah, otherwise dealing with these two goalposts can be really difficult.
Yep.
It's just two trees, but they're precariously placed, and you really have to come in at the right angle.
Wow, really, really good hole. This hole is not playing very easy in that wind. You can see the fountain, how much it's blowing. I think that should tell you how windy it is.
Gonna move over to hole number 12. This one's pretty short and pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Yeah, for the most part, the wind is going to dictate what we're doing on this hole right now, though. And since we're facing such a headwind, I believe this hole is. If we have 3 birdies, I'd be surprised. It's kind of hard to get your disc the right speed and set it down in like a very close area to the basket.
And we see some players go wide right like Ricky is, and some will go inside. Oh,
It's sat down back there, but it's quite a ways away.
And what a different approach. I don't see too many people going that way.
Yeah, who knows what I was thinking into a headwind.
Austin's going to go wide of the palm, but then keeps it a lot lower and tighter than what he saw from Ricky.
Wow, that was really good. He landed it in the perfect spot. If he was a little bit shorter, he would have hit the hump and not had any finish, and a little bit longer, and he'd be skipping by the basket. Calvin pretty well played as well.
Calvin kind of split the difference between what we saw from Ricky and Austin. And just outside the circle. You want that one back, don't you?
Yeah, definitely, but what can you do? It's tough little wind there, I'm sure. Okay, so maybe it looked like it from the tee did. Okay, is he safe, first of all?
Well, that's what you guys are, yeah. Let's see if we can hear anything. But you guys are kind of discussing whether or not he's out of bounds. And we hear a drone going over. That's what Ricky's looking at. He's in bounds, but just trying to find the right footing. And I'm surprised he's not taking more relief to give himself a full meter.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. I imagine we were discussing if that little concrete slab was OB.
I think that's exactly what you were. And here's Rick for birdie.
Yeah, he didn't take any meter there because he really feels like he didn't need it, which he doesn't. He doesn't need it. He's either making it or he's not making it. Now, unfortunately, really bad roll.
Yeah, this might be worse than the previous or longer.
Yeah, that's like the only time Rick ever like really loses strokes is when he like takes a huge nasty roll away like that and he still almost made it.
Easy birdie for Calvin. And even off the number plate, you got a little more than you were looking for.
Yeah, for sure. I'm probably sweating this one just a little bit into this wind. Need to make sure that I commit.
Especially after seeing kind of that unfortunate break for Ricky, you're just thinking, oh God, don't turn this into a bogey as well.
For sure. I'm also thinking, all right, capitalize on this. Ricky doesn't give up strokes very often. Let's make sure that we get it whenever he does give one up.
And we're seeing some pretty tight scores except for Austin, but he's going to pick one up here, move to 4 under, but some pretty tight scores otherwise. And what's the route here?
Well, there's I'd say a couple options. You can either opt for a high spike hyzer or you can do a low sweeping hyzer. The low route is definitely less taken, but with this wind, we might see somebody try to go for it.
Yeah, it seems like the low route was what everyone did for a number of years, and now in the last few years, that higher hyzer route you just talked about, and Austin almost skipped that in, that seems like the play.
Yeah, that was really close to going in. This is another hole that I consider really difficult to park. There's like a hump in the ground that Well, Calvin proves me wrong, but there's a hump in the ground that if you hit too high on, you're skipping down to 30 feet, and if you hit too low on, you're not going to skip at all. So this is going to go left for sure, left of the pin, about 30 feet.
As you see where it slopes down right there, I know exactly what you mean, that to get it to nestle. Now, Rick going with a little more blunt edge. I don't know if that's like an AVR3 or a pig or something of that nature, but it has plenty of stability, especially at low speeds.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with how I'm putting right now.
And we're hearing and seeing a little bit of that wind you've been talking about.
That's a fantastic putt.
Not a hat guy, are you?
No, not really.
Where does that come from?
I don't know. It's something. It's something to like blame, something to blame, and I don't really like anything to blame. If that makes any sense.
Sure, you're eliminating variables. I can go with that.
Yeah, I mean, if I start like, I could get mad at anything when I start missing putts or missing drives. And I'm sure the hat would be like the first thing that I go to if I were to start messing up.
Out there kicking and throwing a hat around. 375. This has it's a fast green, but that's only if you get close to it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's really interesting, like how the undulation of the ground can really make it difficult to land the disc near the basket. This is another example. We have that hump all on the right side, to where if you hit, like Austin is going to hit the left side of it, that's going to be skipping. Hopefully stay safe. Yeah. It's so fast over there. He's still going to be safe, but not much of a birdie chance. And then if you put it too far to the right, you're not going to skip over the hump. So the ideal way to park the hole is to play something super, super high so that when it hits the ground, it just digs. That's pretty good, Calvin.
Yeah, and even when it does, you got the tree and all the branches to worry about, and then you also have that electrical box to worry about. So this is a really difficult green.
All right, so yeah, I just simply put the disc too low. And because of that, I caught that fast ground and skipped to 45, 50. Ricky playing it wide. That's good looking.
And there's that skip you talk about, though. It's so difficult to control the speed and the angle with that downhill slope right by the pin.
Yeah, and the wind makes you not want to throw it high because you're in less control of the disc. That's Austin putting a buzz, I think.
You've got an uphill. Now there's a little bit of a low ceiling.
Not really. Nothing.
Not there? Okay.
I've missed a bunch of putts from that exact spot.
We heard the gosh dog it. Calvin getting through the line, and by not hitting anything, leaves himself a good 10 or 12 feet past. Here's Ricky just inside the circle.
Wow.
I would say this for all of our top professionals, and you kind of said it during the front nine. When someone's putting or throwing well, it's amazing how effortless and beautiful you guys make it look. When people are on, it's just like, oh, that's so easy. Just look what he just did. I mean, I can do that, right?
Yeah, it's funny how that works. But then all of a sudden, in a couple holes, you can see it totally change, right?
Yeah. And Calvin, crazy to see him ultimately three putt. He's going to walk away at the bogey. Par by you and Austin, and the birdie by Rick, and a few holes to play, hole 15.
Yeah, hole 15 is, I would say, kind of the opposite of, like, this one actually catches the disc when the landing zone. It doesn't have a tendency to really skip too far away. It really kind of collects towards the basket. It's just a really big hyzer, though. If you do happen to saw it off, though, this grass up on our left side here is pretty thin, and you'll end up flaring way to the left, but the key is just to keep it to the right. That's going to be close.
Yeah, he had a lot of angle on there, so it didn't necessarily skip too hard. had that come in flatter, I think we would have saw that carry all the way, maybe even OB left. Austin's pushing left.
Same thing. It's hard to go OB over there. I don't think he did, but that was getting close. That's sawed off as well, but maybe it catches the hillside? No.
Not so much. Now, we saw in the overview that it was really wet when Parsave did the drone previews. Thank you to them. But it's dried up a little bit, but you guys are really trying to keep yourselves out of the center there, where a lot of water is collected, too.
Yeah, that's probably true. I bet that we probably wouldn't see much skip, actually, if we did play it too far to the right. So maybe that's what's scaring us. This is just not a great spot, like, to be running this putt. Luckily, hit basket, but I'd probably be facing a 25-footer if I missed the basket.
Yeah, and you'd probably have the trees in your way on a 25-foot comeback. So
Right.
It's good you did hit the basket. Here's Rick for bird.
Ooh! What an angle on that putt, man.
It just doesn't seem to matter where he is and what kind of position he puts himself in. He always finds a way to make it.
Yeah, he's just so incredible at propelling the disc straight forward. It's unbelievable.
Calvin, after kind of getting worked on the previous one, doesn't love the rollback there either. Austin's got a little work to do.
It's such a tricky spot.
A little bit of, like you were just mentioning, the momentum is kind of shifted for everybody but Ricky right now.
Yep.
Everyone's just got a little frustration going. A few missed putts, and we'll see how you guys finish out.
Yeah, that's why Ricky is just so high rated, one of the best in the world. It's just, there's so many reasons right there, because whenever he gets, like, quote, off, he just picks it up with his putting. Every time he's so comfortable with it that it never phases him.
Well, this is easy hyzer all day long, 100 meters, 327 feet. Just pull it out to the right and let it fade in. I think the miss here is to the left, because if you miss a little left, it's going to carry even longer due to the hill that slopes downward away from it.
Yeah, you're saying the miss not to make?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, that's what I was trying to spit out. Don't miss left.
Right. You're exactly right. This is another one that totally collects towards the basket if you just play it right. I'm really – wow. That was crazy. I was really happy with that. But
happy with the release, not with the result.
Yeah, that ground play hurt me quite a bit. Calvin throwing Firebird. I think I've thrown that exact disc of his before. And then Austin is showing us pretty good how it's done. It just needs finish. Nice.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of learned, or saw what you guys were all doing, and then he made a slight adjustment. Elevated basket.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh.
And Ricky doing Rick things, just making it look easy. It doesn't seem like much phases him at all during a round. Like, just nothing by anyone else. He always seems to be pretty even keel in that sense.
Yeah, it's just having that confidence in the putting. Oh, that was close. That hurts, though. But, yeah, having that confidence in the putting is just so key for him, because he can be not throwing it close to the basket and still just be like, whatever, I'll make it.
All right, so that's what I'd like everyone to leave in the comments. What do you feel more confident in, your putting or your driving? Put it in the comments. That'll make you eligible to win a free disc that I'll give away. And we also have a giveaway in every one of the 9 holes from this tournament. So make sure you leave a comment and give it a like and a subscribe. We got just 2 holes left to play here.
Holy smokes. Did you see that park job, that lefty park job?
That's the drone previews even give us some bonus footage. I love it.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy, and that's so funny. Anyways, hole 17, 468 downhill. really reachable for a lot of people. I think we're going to be facing a headwind here, though, so that kind of... Oh, maybe not. I couldn't tell if that was blowing the other way or not.
It looks like a little bit of a tail, actually, kind of pushing over your shoulder. And you got to not let this one get squirrely on you. And somehow that sticks for Ricky. It's like,
Yeah, right? Like he needs any help being close to him. Oh, this is looking so tasty from Calvin. Let's see how this acts. Wow. Wow, what a shot.
Also, really subdued skip. Austin's ready to go.
I can tell you were barely ready for that. That looks good too. Is it? Yeah, okay, so weird little flare at the end. It looked like it was gonna sit and then no.
Are you throwing, what, 80% power here?
I'm throwing pretty full power, honestly, like 95, okay. Probably 95, but on a hyzer so that I kind of keep it under control, and that's my most comfortable angle as well.
Solid putt there by Austin.
Oh, definitely.
He was just outside the circle. Here you are. You're trying to get to 7 under.
Those are the ones I'm not ever too mad about. Obviously, okay. I did weed, so I really wanted a birdie, but overcommitting, I can handle that.
And by overcommitting, you say you were giving it a chance, you got it up high enough, and you at least there was a chance it could go in as opposed to coming up low. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. I think everybody that's watching would agree with me as missing high is a lot better than missing low, because you committed to the putt, you gave it full power, and it just happened to be that tiny bit too much.
Now, speaking of commitment, hole 18, this is no cakewalk to finish out a round at this course.
No, not at all. This is another hole, actually, that 2020, it was way, way easier for me because I had 30 extra feet on my sidearm. So I was throwing a sidearm in this hole and even able to almost ace run it. Right here, I'm going to have to throw my weakest shot, which is that fairway backhand, probably.
Ricky's asking for it to lift.
Yeah, that's a shot that Ricky's really good at, is that really flat fairway backhand. Calvin is those guys are some of the best in the world at it, actually. I wonder if that's an eagle from Calvin. I would have bet so.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was. He throws those so well with such accuracy.
Yeah, that's the shot that I am most jealous of, is people able... Even Austin, actually, is really good at that, too. So
I think we heard Austin proclaim that was a vulture. Here you are with a forehand.
Oh, my goodness. I tried it.
Oh, what? The trickery. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm afraid if that hits the gunite, that's OB.
Hey guys, nice fairway shots. Hold my beer. I'm gonna skip this off the water onto the green. Wow. And Rick, he's gonna finish 12 under. A solid opening round for him, even with that missed putt.
Yeah, for sure. Austin just a little off too. You can tell though, that shot was pretty low percentage for me though, being in how much I had to have it flex in order to get basket high. Adding the distance to my forehand was key for that shot. I don't have to stress out as much about getting flex on it.
Again, humorous to see Calvin not sporting the hat now as he's facing right into the headwind.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up, but I want to say that he actually was annoyed with the hat.
Oh, he might have been, absolutely, because it's clearly not something we're used to seeing. And I don't mean to make a big deal out of people's wardrobes, but it's funny to see him not wearing it when it was most needed.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys tap in. So, Kevin, again, thank you for joining us. Hope everybody enjoyed the bonus footage. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. And, again, what are you more confident in, your driving or your putting? Kevin, what's your answer to that? Driving or putting?
Well, that's easy. Driving for me, but I expect a lot of mix up in the comments. I bet it'll be pretty even. Terry, thank you though for putting on this coverage for us. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll see you for round 2.
All right, I appreciate it. We're going to catch up with Ricky Wysocki for a post-round interview.
I'm the Disc Golf Guy, and that was my video blog. I've caught up with the hot round on this card, a 12 under. Rick, I know if you're not shooting 18 under, you're not happy, and you let one go on the last hole, but 12 under, that's a pretty solid round out here.
Yeah, I came out, I've got a lot of birdies on the front 9. I had one hiccup, and I think that, that might cost me, a couple strokes, but, it's the first round. I'm off to a good start, and I'm glad I posted a good number.
So what was talked about more, the color of your shirt or your new Innova disc this year?
Today it has to be the shirt color, but in previous, maybe the discs.
All right, fair enough. All right, was there anything, you're going to come right back out here. We've never really gone fountain, vista. So are you going to come out here and do anything different tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, the scoring conditions are super attackable today, and I imagine they'll be the same tomorrow. And you got to get a bunch of birdies out here. I think this is a harder course than Vista, so you can go lower here. And I think you have to go low when you get only 2 chances out here. So I'm excited to give another shot and maybe clean up 1 or 2 holes and maybe shoot a 14 or 15 under.
Okay, but the important question is, what color is your shirt going to be?
Right? Not salmon. Whatever you want to call this.
I like it. I think it's great. So for Ricky Wysocki, Terry Miller, the Disc Golf Guy, Madison, the best camera holder we've got out here this week. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah, man.